Hi, welcome to PromptScan. I'm Yassine and I'm the founder of PromptScan. PromptScan is an AI-powered market research platform that will turn your brilliant idea into a complete, full market research, so you won't have to build anything that the market doesn't need. First of all, we'll click on Start for free. We'll enter our details and click on Create Account. You'll receive a verification code in your email account. Go to your email and check for our verification code. Copy the code and go back to the platform and paste it. Boom! There you go. Now you'll just have to sign in with your account. Click on the sign in button and boom, you're into the app. Now we'll need the Tavli API key performed for a deep web search. Click on the link here and click on the sign up form. Here, click on the sign up button and enter your email address. Now, enter the verification code. Click on the continue button. Now, create a password and click on continue. Now, you'll receive a verification code, again, in your email address. There it is. Now just click on Verify Your Account, and boom, you're verified. Copy this API key, and just go back to the platform and paste it. Now click on Save and Continue. Here, you can create your first new project. Enter the name. For example, I'm going to name it Hire Recruit. Check the industry and put in your idea. Choose your target market and click on Create Project. Now, that's all you need. Let the platform do the magic for you. You can click on Generate Market Research to generate a comprehensive market research overview. You can even close the website and let the magic happen. All running jobs are shown in the navbar via the status indicator. Okay, our market research report is ready. Now, keep in mind, you can always export your reports in PDF or export the data in CSV. A market research report contains an executive summary, a blue ocean strategy, an overview of your competitors. You can always visit the websites through this button. It generates user personas with pain points, motivations, and summaries. It also generates SWOT analysis and PESTEL analysis for the market you're targeting. You can also have a marketing strategy which contains channels, positioning, and go-to-market. More than that, you can even generate a detailed competitive analysis. Let's try that. Click on Generate Competitive Analysis and let the magic happen. A detailed competitive analysis gives you competitive gaps and goes into each competitor in details. It gives you the competitor name, a quick summary, and his target. You can learn about the landscape and segmentation. You can learn about the category, the segment, and their positioning. You can also know about their target customers, their use cases, and the verticals they target. You can also learn more about value proposition and positioning. What's the promise? What are the differentiators? And what is the messaging? Even the product and feature depth are included. It gives you the type of the platform, the US focus, the key capabilities, the integration ecosystem, and technical strengths. You can learn about their pricing structure, model, tiers, and what's included. You can also learn about their go to market strategy and distribution, about market traction and momentum, like funding, revenue signals, team size, growth indicators, and notable milestones. You can also learn about strengths, weaknesses, and strategic bets you can take on this competitor. You can learn more about the customer perception and switching costs, and even the competitive implications for you. If you're not satisfied with the number of competitors, you can always scroll down and click on the View More Competitors button. If you have a specific competitor in mind, you can always put their name in the search bar and click on the Deep Dive button. If you want a detailed report of a specific competitor, you can always click on Detailed Report. That will generate a detailed report for the specified competitor. A deep dive research gives you more details of a specific competitor, like the year it was founded, the headquarters, the size, history timeline, and key leadership roles. You can also learn more details about their features and their position on each feature. You can learn about their core product, their tech stack, API strategy, onboarding, and mobile support. You can learn more about their pricing breakdowns, their specific models, and what's included in every single pricing tier. You can learn more about the hidden costs of each specific competitors, discounting strategies, and value assessments. You can learn more about customer analysis, praises, complaints, and case studies. You can also get insights about churn signals. More details about revenue, funding, and growth can be found through a deep dive research, like the funding rounds, key investors, and the profitability. Even the SEO and content strategy are included. You can learn about the domain authority, keywords they're using, content themes, frequency, and social media. You can learn about their partnership ecosystem, key integrations, partners, and marketplaces. You can get a detailed SWOT analysis of the specific competitor and a head to head comparison, how they win, how you could win, and what's neutral between you. It can also give you an overall assessment of the specific competitor and details about vulnerability analysis, like weaknesses or underserved segments, and how you can attack the specific competitor. It also gives you a recommended positioning against a specific competitor. Now we're done with the competitive research. Let's try the deep personas. Deep personas will dive into the detailed of the persona generated in the market research overview. Click on the Generate Deep Personas button and let the magic happen. Here we go. The deep customer personas will give you an idea about your customer. For example, you'll get a virtual name, a title, and an example company. You'll also get a brief description of your persona. For example, in here we have 35 years old, based in Austin, Texas, MBA from mid-tier, 8 years in recruitment, salary, director reports to the CEO, manages a team of 2 recruiters and 1 coordinator, etc. You can learn about the customer context, like environment and that day in their life. You can learn more about the jobs to be done, the functional, emotional, and social jobs. You can learn about their pain points, impact, and frequency. You can also learn about the current solutions like DIY or tools they use, and also about their satisfaction level with those solutions. You can learn more about their buying and decision process, what is the trigger, what are the research steps, who makes the decisions, what is the timeline, and the budget. You can learn more about the motivations and triggers and what pushes them to act. You can also learn about their perception of trust and risk, like what builds trust, the perceived risks, and the deal breakers. You can also learn about their willingness to pay, like print sensitivity, value inquiries, and payment preferences. You can also get a rough idea about segmentation insights and how does that implicate for your product and go-to-market strategy. You can also chat with your persona. For example, you can ask her what frustrates you most about your current solutions. And it will reply, mimicking that specific persona. Good. Now, let's move on to market sizing. Market sizing gives you a rough idea about the size of the market in quantity, numbers, and volume. Okay, the market sizing report gives us a rough idea about the TAM, SAM, and SOM. It gives you the estimate, the methods of calculation, for example, for TAM, top down and bottom up. It also gives you the estimate and constraints. It gives you a rough idea about the segmentation breakdown, like what's the share for each segment, how many companies are there, what's the access rate, urgency, and pain intensity. You can also have something like wedge potential to suggest whether this is a good segment to start with or not. You can also learn about the pricing and revenue assumptions. You can get a recommended pricing tier, expansion potential, and ACV calculations. You can even have benchmarks against your competitors. It also provides you your data sources and triangulation methods for verifying your numbers. It also gives you a rough idea about the competitive context so you can know the market share of each competitor, how much estimated revenue they have, and how many customers do they acquire. You can also learn about their market gaps and consolidation. It also gives you assumptions and risks. It gives you the optimistic, pessimistic case and how that could impact the results. And at the end, it generates a market narrative that can be useful to you to make data-driven decisions. Now let's move on to the STP process. You can trigger an STP analysis by generating an STP analysis. The STP analysis goes through the three-step process: segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Segmentation uses a set of dimensions to segment the market. You can learn more about them here. It also runs the MECE framework validation: what's mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive, and actionability. Then you have the different segments and how much are they in the market. You can learn more about their firmographics, pain intensity, psychographics, operational reality, buying behavior, and trigger events. The targeting evaluates each segment following a set of criteria that you can learn more about here, with different weights, of course. Then you'll get a weighted total score of each segment that decides what is the most attractive segment to get to. Then it will give you your primary target and secondary target. And it will also define the non-targets that you shouldn't follow. Then it creates your ideal customer profile. It gives you the job titles, the daily frustrations, the tools they already use, and the KPIs they care about. You can also learn about their urgency triggers and the sales readiness tests. It also gives you a positioning statement for whom, product category, unlike alternatives, the problem solved, key benefits, and the unique proof. And it also sets your positioning in a competitive landscape. Who do you replace? who you complement and who do you avoid. And also it gives you a perceptual map and the trade-offs accepted. It also gives you a small alignment check and decisions, like pricing match, roadmap reinforcement, sales motion fit, and messaging voice match. And the key decision that made. Then you are ready for the final step, which is generating your MVP document. An MVP scope document is a document that will plan your MVP, goals, target users, in scope and out of scope features, success metrics, risks, timeline, and open questions. Let's discover that. And now we're all set. Now you have your MVP goal, why you should build this MVP, and what is the hypothesis. You have your target users and the use case of your product. Then the problem statement you're solving. And here you have the must-have outcomes. In different words, the values that the customer is getting from using your product. First of all, you have the in-scope features. What should be done in your product? And it's categorized into the must-have, should-have, and nicest to have. It also gives you what's out of scope of your product or your MVP. It also gives you the assumptions it made and the risks that might encounter you in building your MVP. You can also learn about suggested mitigation strategies. It also gives you the success metrics that you need to track. It gives you the kill criteria and the scale criteria. It also generates a timeline and constraints map. It divides the MVP build-in into 4 different phases, from foundation and design to polishing, billing, and public launching. It also gives you the constraints it's made and the open questions you should answer before getting to build your product. And that was it. You are now ready to build your next billion-dollar idea. In PromptScan, you can create as many projects as you want. Just click on a new project and create the new project you want. Also, in the settings, you can change your current password and your Tablet API key. Thank you for watching the PromptScan demo. What are you waiting for to join our public beta launch?